Do Better Wednesdays with CeCe, me. Welcome. We will be starting in about 1 minute.
That's a good picture.
I know. I was just like, look at her.
Hi.
Oh, extra special message to her.
He's adorable.
I'm happy to do that. How do you feel the time?
Hey, Helena. Hi, Miss Pearl. Hi, Lizzie.
What up, Miss
Hi,
Pearl?
Ben's friends.
How y'all doing?
Ready when you are.
Let's do it.
Hey, Leah. Do Better Wednesdays with CeCe. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you all for joining us. Sorry for the delay. I'm tired.
What up, y'all?
I have a special guest today, Mr. Benjamin Tapper.
Hey.
Hi, Ben.
Good to be here, Charity.
How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Okay, well, if y'all could see me, if you Radio Land, if you could see me, you could see these bags under my eyes. Hi, Tasha. Hey, Marcus. I'm so exhausted.
Yeah.
I'm like extremely exhausted.
It's, what day is it? Thursday?
It's Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Do Better Wednesday. Stop it. It is
I'm gonna leave now.
Wednesday. Okay. First, I wanted to thank a few people before we get started. Miss Sherry Wallace. We did the Indies Got Talent this past weekend, and I was the host of Indies Got Talent. It was a huge turnout. It was really nice. Okay. Standing room only. Second round is June 17th. 5 p.m. A special shout out to her. I really, really appreciate her doing that for the community. It's something positive, something great for everyone to just come out and support your family, support the cause. Right. It's downtown. Just inbox me so we can get information, so we can get you some more information. Also wanted to thank Mandy Holland because even though I'm tired, my face is like super glowing. And I had this thing called a diamond bronze facial. Yeah, it was amazing. It was in diamond, like there's literally diamonds in the pan.
That's good for your skin.
It's good for my skin. My skin is so pretty. It like not really, but it's work. I'm getting there. Hi Diane, my mom-in-law. Also wanted to thank Miss Shalonda McClure because I also had another spa experience yesterday and it was amazing. I'm talking to the ladies because I'm self-loving on myself.
Right, you do what you gotta do.
I'm doing it. I am doing it. She's amazing. Inbox me for more details because that experience was something that every woman needs to do.
I mean,
Wink.
guys, you can do it too.
No, not this one.
No, why not?
It's called a V steaming. We can't talk about it on
All right, that's the next show.
Inbox me. It's the next show, okay? Okay, I have Ben.
Hey.
He's so special to me. I really appreciate him. He is just so awesome. When I first started my job, Ben and I had to do a getting to know you type of deal, and we walked around and I learned so much about this guy. He's so brilliant, he's so smart, and he's went through a lot of things that I would have never guessed because he's just so like outspoken, so bright and positive, but he had some dark times in his life. And today I have him on because today we're going to talk about authentic storytelling of ourselves. And I want you, what does authentic storytelling mean?
That's a good question. So I think when I think about authentic storytelling, Charity, I think of a quote from one of my favorite movies as a kid. It was The Mask with Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
And there's a section in that movie where the psychiatrist is on TV and he says, "We all wear masks, metaphorically speaking." And that has stuck with me. I mean, it's like been over a decade since I heard that quote. I think it's true.
It is.
I think we all walk around each and every day determining how much of ourselves to show to other people, wondering how much of ourselves others are going to accept, and even wondering how much of ourselves we personally know and accept.
Absolutely.
And so when I think about authentic storytelling, I'm thinking about what it means to kind of share your authentic story with other people, and also what it means to understand it yourself. Think about looking through a two-way mirror, right?
Right.
So when you're on one side, you look at it, you see your own reflection, but the people on the other side see you as well.
Absolutely.
And so that's what authentic storytelling is like. There's two dimensions to it.
Did you have to go through an experience to come to that? The fact that you're wearing a mask for others. Did you go through something to be able to be as authentic as you are now in telling your story?
Absolutely. I mean, I've been through a lot in my 28 years, and so just to give the audience.
You're so young.
Yeah, I am. I look it too.
You
look like I'm 19.
Stop it.
Shoot.
He does though.
I don't think I aged.
I'm hating.
I'm a mutant or something. But yeah, I did. I mean, from birth to 9, I was raised by my biological mom and stepdad, and in an abusive situation. Physically abused, mentally abused, neglected. And then at one point in time, our parents basically had to give up their rights or they left us. And so I was left without parents,
Wow.
Put into foster care for a couple years and then adopted. And because of that, I have a lot, I guess some people would say, of baggage that I carry because
Absolutely.
of that, And so for me, as I've gone through the process of trying to heal and trying to be my best self and to make the most of the second chance at life that I've gotten.
Absolutely.
I'm aware of the ways in which I feel limited, right? And
Yeah.
so for example, I'm aware that when I walk into a room and there are other people in there, there's this tape playing in my head asking the question, am I going to be accepted, right?
Ooh,
Will
yeah.
they accept me?
Right.
And so as a result of that tape, I'm constantly thinking about what parts of my personality I can show, what parts I can't show, what lines am I about to cross that might make them reject me.
Yes.
It's always a question within me. And so as I became more aware of that, I became more aware of the burden that those weights carry. As I became more aware of my own pain, I became more aware of this question of who can carry this pain with me, and if others can. And so I think that is something that has awakened me to kind of my own masks and my own journey to be authentic, to just be who I am, to accept who I am,
Exactly.
And to hope that others can accept me as well. And if they can't,
And if they can't, that's the thing. And if they can't, it's still you.
right, it's still me.
And you're walking in the realness of you
Absolutely.
and the things that you've gone through.
Absolutely.
Why is it important in personal growth to tell your story authentically? We're talking about being real here, and you have to be real in telling your story. So why is it important?
So I mean, let's start with ourselves. If you're not real about who you are, then you're not going to be able to progress, right?
Absolutely.
You're not going to be aware of your strengths or your limitations, and so you ain't going to be able to get ultimately where you want to get. And
Right.
so that's step one. The thing is, that's uncomfortable work, right?
Right.
To really sit and to take the time to wrestle with yourself and to search and try to understand why I react the way I react in certain situations.
Yeah.
What am I feeling in any given moment? That can be really uncomfortable. That can be some painful stuff, and people don't want to do that. And so the first answer to your question is personal growth. But the second is that you can only get the depth that you put in, right? So if you think about your life like a story, if you're walking around just sharing the introduction with everybody all the time, you might have the best introduction in the world, but at some point, that depth is going to leave people feeling shortchanged, right?
Absolutely.
You ain't going to be able to have the best story because you're only sharing the intro.
Right.
So you need to be able to get into the chapters, the middle of the book, the end of the book, so people can really understand who you are, and it offers them a chance to show who they really are.
Absolutely.
And then in that depth, you can have a true mutuality of relationship. An experienced relationship, I think, is meant to be experienced.
Okay, with that, when you're talking about relationships, why is it important for authentic storytelling within relationships, be it personal, professional, in life?
Yeah, I think it's important for a number of reasons. Again, if you aren't sharing yourself authentically with other people, and they're not sharing themselves authentically with you, then you really run a risk of hurting people and ruining relationships you don't want ruined.
Right.
I really believe that a lot of failed relationship is due to this lack of authenticity. We're scared of what it means if we share this part of ourselves with someone else, right?
Yes.
If they knew the depth of my pain, could they still love me?
Exactly.
Kelly Clarkson got a song called Dark Side, and the chorus is, everybody's got a dark side. Will you love me? Can you love mine?
Wow.
Right? And that's something that I think we all really wrestle with.
Yes.
the trouble is people don't want to risk that.
Exactly.
Right? They don't want to risk that, whether it's in a marriage, a lifelong friendship, or whatever relationship. People don't want to risk that, and you shouldn't risk it with everybody.
Right.
Let's be clear.
Right.
You can't trust everybody with your darkness.
Exactly.
Right? But you have to trust some people with it. You've got to find who those people are. And in terms of professionally, if you aren't being authentic, then you're never really going to find your voice. And if you don't find your voice, you're not going to find your power. And if you don't find your power, then you're not going to be able to get where you want to go. But also, you're not going to be able to impact the people that you need to impact and enact the change that I think we're all meant to enact.
Absolutely.
Right? So we're limiting ourselves, we're limiting our potential because, again, we're missing out on a depth of ourselves. And if we're missing it, we ain't going to be able to give it to others.
Absolutely, absolutely. It sounds like even in the beginning of your story, you were talking about how your parents, your biological parents, ultimately just gave up. So you've experienced some of those abandonment issues.
Yeah.
How do you recover from that? How do you recover from that abandonment that you felt, even as a child?
Yeah.
How did you kind of overcome that, or do you still wrestle with it?
So both. I mean, I think it's a both and. I still wrestle with it, but I'm also healing. You know, and a lot's gone into that healing. First and foremost, I would not be able to be here without having people in my life that have poured love into me.
Absolutely.
You know, when you've suffered a loss like that, you need people around you that are going to give you love.
Yes.
You know, no one pulls themselves up by the bootstraps. That ain't a thing.
Right.
And so being able to have adoptive parents that stepped in and gave myself and my siblings the love we needed was huge. Being able to have other family to rally around us and to give us some sense of normalcy and acceptance was huge. Having a church family. So so having people around me over the years that have loved me and poured into me has been really important. But also, I've been willing to try to do that work. You know, I've been in counseling off and on since I was a kid. I've tried to talk with my parents about things I sense within myself and what that means. And so I'm kind of an introspective guy. And so I think being willing to do that work has also helped, but it's definitely a continuous process. I mean, again, every day those tapes play.
Absolutely.
I don't think those tapes will ever shut off.
Right.
But I can develop counter narratives as I heal
and it's a painful process, though.
Absolutely.
Like the healing that you're talking about and the issues and some of the things that you've gone through. That's not easy to go through and get through. And you're 28, so you still have healing to do. You still have things that you have to overcome. So we're talking, and this is candid, but like he said, he put the work in. Like I said in the beginning of even doing Do Better, you have to put the work in, and it hurts. It is so extremely painful, and it's only in those times, though, that you are even able for people to even see you in that mess, because it's a mess. Like literally, it's a mess at times. We are going to go into a commercial break. We have a song by Lecrae called Nonfiction, and I've been listening to it since we talked to it. My kids are like, "Yeah, mommy." So we're going to go into this song, but I really want you to keep in mind how being authentic in your storytelling, and we're talking about your life, not somebody else's, not what people want for you. Being authentic in your life. Think about that, ponder that, start thinking of processes, things that you can do to go towards a better you. This is a part of our self-love edition, and I think it's so major, and I really appreciate you coming on. Ben has things that he's doing. He has a YouTube channel. He has a blog on WordPress, and it's really blessed my life to be able to read some of your stories, and because I see a lot of me in you. It's different, but it's still, I feel like that sometimes. It's the struggle. So we want you to think about that. We want you to start working on a better you. This is Do Better.
That's right.
And you don't have to just do better on Wednesdays. Do better every day. This is it's time. It's time. So we're going to go into our song and our commercial, and we'll be right back. Do Better Wednesdays with CeCe. Okay. We're still on Facebook Live. So please download your JHM Radio app. I need it for ratings. This is great that you are on here right now, but if you can download the JHM Radio app, it'd be greatly appreciated. Hi, Brooke, if you're watching. Hello, Ben's friends and family.
What up, Pump? Glad you could tune in. Who else on there? Edna Now, you watching? Alright. Hey, Carrie, good to see you on here. So I think one of the next things I want to talk about is the freedom that comes with being vulnerable. And having people see you exactly as you are and accepting you. Like just how light that can make you. I love this song. Man,
I love it.
It's so real.
No, it's so real. I was like, man. Hey, Marcus. Thanks. My hair or his hair?
Hey, you talking about my hair? I got that sponge brush, bro. You know.
I can see you now.
Do what I do, right? Every morning. Every morning.
Tight, Ben.
And my phone is freezing.
Even with the
My phone is there.
Again, make sure you download the JHM Radio app. Yes! Tasha said open your JHM Radio app and watch Facebook Live.
Oh, there we
That's
go.
a double whammy.
There we go.
Okay, guys, I'm number 3 on the station right now. I'm working towards number 1. Help me. I can't do it without you.
Who's number 1?
Pastor Tyson. Bishop Tyson.
It was Cousin Warren.
Cousin Warren.
Over to Bishop Tyson.
What? Cousin Warren? What? No, Cousin Warren, they are.
Oh, Princess, how beautiful lady.
Hi.
Bishop Tyson was gone on a mission trip.
Oh, shut up.
He went to the Holy Land, so that's what they
Man.
overtook him.
And for those just joining, we talking about authentic storytelling. We're on a commercial break now, but once the song's over, we're gonna be back. Share my own story. Just talking about what it means to be real with people and the benefits of that. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Ben is so awesome. I'm trying to get him to have his own show because clearly he needs you. We're in like 32 countries, dude. Yeah. 40 countries. We're in 40 countries. I think we need your show. We need your show.
Hey, I'll volunteer to travel to the country y'all in at. Be an ambassador.
He's petty.
Just send me out. I'm going.
You are petty.
We have 160 left, so let's get to work.
I can come in whenever you're ready.
44 seconds.
Again, this song is Lecrae.
Non-fiction.
That was perfect with our title for today. Our topic.
As soon as you asked me, I was like, I got the song.
This is like too real. This is working together for real. Hi, Eric. Hi, Christina.
This is I need my own show. We'll see, Carrie. We'll see. I got too much going on right now. We'll see, though. I appreciate that. You're running yours, I'm running mine.
10 seconds.
And he's a rapper. Hey. He's so cultured. Hey, thank you for tuning in. Do Better Wednesdays with CeCe. Special guest today, Ben Tapper. We were talking on break, and I'm trying to talk him into doing his own show because I think it would be profound. He needs to come to the JHM Radio family. I'll work on that later. Okay, so what is the freedom in being authentic with yourself and others?
Yeah. So I'll answer that. I want to share a story about that first. So I was working. I had an internship as a chaplain at Methodist Hospital here in Indy this semester, and I got into a little conflict with one of the other staff chaplains. He tried to kind of pull rank on me. And for those of you that don't know me, I don't handle that well.
Oh, Lord.
I'm usually pretty chill, but if you try to challenge me, my authority, my pride, whatever you want to call it, I rise to the challenge. So, and he was a middle-aged white male. Again, just a bad look all around for him. So, anyway, we got into it, and I was sharing it with some of my friends, and a couple of them commented thinking that maybe I had a problem with authority. And I started thinking about it, like wondering, okay, maybe, do I have a problem with authority? Was this partly my fault?
You gotta think about it.
So I asked a friend of mine, Martha, what she thought. And she laid out an answer that I honestly can't remember. I got it saved in a text message somewhere. But Basically, she affirmed me. She also laid out several areas in my life that she said that I was really trying to become who I am, and that whenever I felt my freedom was challenged, then I would kind of react negatively.
Okay.
And because I'm so chill, I can play it off most of the time, but she saw that. And so as I was reading that, I mean, I was convicted, right?
Right.
On the one hand, but I also felt so free because I knew that Martha in that moment had seen me exactly as I was.
Yes.
Flaws and all things that I don't like about myself. She saw those, she named them, but she was still willing to walk in a relationship with me.
Absolutely.
And that knowledge that someone saw me as I was and loved me as
Anyway.
I was,
Yes.
that was the most freeing feeling I have ever felt in my life. I mean, I
Wow.
was just walking on air the rest of the week because, like, once that question of will they love me, will they accept me is out of the way,
Exactly.
what's holding you back?
Exactly.
Right?
What's
Nothing.
holding you back?
You just move
Nothing.
forward.
Right.
You know, and so it's an amazing feeling when you can find those people that are willing to love you and accept you, and they can hold your good and your bad.
Absolutely. And it's hard.
It is.
It's hard to be transparent.
Yes.
I am so on that level. Like it's just hard to be as real as possible when it comes to people that think you're the strongest.
Right.
Or think, because you want to appear to always be the strongest. You don't want them to see you in another light.
Right.
You just always want to be the strength. And I experienced a situation where I had to go all in and I was broken down. But that's when those that really, really cared about me, those that really loved me said, it's okay, we got you. We prayed. They prayed for me. They rallied around. They covered things for me. They just did more for me. And then you're so right. It was such a freeing experience because it was like, okay.
Right.
I don't have to be the strong one. I don't have to be the one that appeared to have it all together. And I really appreciate that you said that because that came back to my remembrance. Like, yeah, that felt really good.
Yeah. We think our strength is in this air of invincibility. That ain't what makes us strong. What makes us strong is that authenticity.
Absolutely.
Like when people can see you and see that it's okay to hurt,
Right.
and to acknowledge that hurt,
Right.
and see that it's okay to be mortal, that, that it's okay to show that you going through it, because we all go through it, right?
Yes.
When they see that, then they can begin to relate.
Yes.
Right? And once someone relates to you, that's when that depth kicks in. That's when you can truly be a leader. That's when you can truly walk with people.
Absolutely.
So our strength is in our transparency, not in this air of invincibility. We ain't supposed to be Superman. Like,
We're not.
We ain't built like that.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And when I dang, I lost my train of thought.
It's all good.
I lost my but I wanted to say that when I went through some of those things, I went through depression and I went through an anxiety issues. Being transparent allowed other people to be transparent as well. So when I went through that, people actually came to me when I was able to share. They were able to say, I went through that and helped me through it. And that was major to me because when you say that you're the strong one or you're this and you're that, I looked at those people as though they were the strong ones. And I went to them for like almost the help. And they were able to help, but only because they had experienced it. So it was a blessing for them to even share it. Because the glory is now being revealed. They went through their issue, so now it's coming down. They reaped. They went through a season, and now that they had to sow, and then they were reaping the benefits from that.
Absolutely.
And that is just, and it was helping somebody else. In helping somebody else, they were reaping.
Absolutely.
So I mean, I am just. The authentic storytelling is something that I believe that we all need to do. We all need to go in and find our voice.
Right.
How powerful is it to have your voice, to share your voice?
It is extraordinarily powerful. Probably more so because I see it helping empower and lighten the load for others. I made a video on my YouTube channel called Some Days It Hurts, and the premise of the video was just that I'm healing, I'm recovering, but some days I wake up and I just still don't want to get out of bed, right? Some days I'm in a horrible mood and I don't know why. For those of you that have seen the movie Get Out, some days I wake up and I feel like I'm in that sunken place. Like that's how I feel. And that's okay. I acknowledge it. I'm in it for that day or that week, and then I keep moving. And a friend of mine that I hadn't spoke with in years, she's a friend from high school, messaged me on Facebook and said that she really appreciated that because she has those days too, and it was nice just to hear someone verbalize and to name it. Right?
Yes.
And so it's powerful when your voice can help someone else bring theirs out as well.
Absolutely.
And I think in today's the culture and the political age that we live in, I think that's necessary. And Charity told me not to get controversial, so I ain't going all in.
But he's been. You can go a little bit.
But I mean, the last 140 days or so show us the power of a narrative. You know, narratives are really, really impactful, and when you can spin a narrative and get enough people to believe it, you can do great damage, or you can make dreams come true, right?
Absolutely.
And so I think what we need now more than anything else is just authentic narratives. We need people by the dozens, by the hundreds, by the thousands to be willing to be authentic and to produce their narratives to counter the other false narratives out there, and really to kind of showcase the power of hope,
right.
That our narratives can bring.
Absolutely. I walked into my sister's job, and they were like, everybody in there, they were like, she's a beautician, and they were like, what's your show about today? And I'm like, oh, it's about authentic storytelling of ourselves. And we talked about it for a little bit, and then a man sitting in her chair, he said, well, I can't be authentic without Jesus. And I was like, well, there you have it.
Yeah.
Bottom line is, for me anyway, I'm sure for you as well, going through the things that we've had to go through and going through the growth season and the season of healing, only Jesus got me through that. I didn't do that. Like, when I say find and look and do this, there's my strength wasn't my own because Charity wanted to give up. But I had to go in and go into prayer and go into my word, because you question everything. You're just like, what in the world is going on? My life is falling apart, or I feel this way. Why do I feel this way? So the only peace, solace, joy I got was getting closer to Jesus. Like, my faith just grew so strong. And that was at that time. I even now I'm like, oh, well, wait a minute, where's my faith? I mean, because you still are you, and you're still in the body, and you still have to experience certain things. So even through the healing process, how has your faith gotten you through that?
So my faith, especially as an adolescent and teen, was extraordinarily powerful in helping me to begin to heal. And to process, and it gave me a place where I was accepted and loved, at church or in my relationship with God. So it was, immense in that regard. I'll also say this, though. I think that another depth of the power of authentic storytelling is that it cuts deeper than all our divisions, right?
Absolutely.
So when you can be authentic with someone else and hear their story and it resonates within you, at that point, you guys are connecting beneath your politics, beneath your religion, beneath your skin color. At the core of your humanity, you're connected. Absolutely. And that's what makes it so powerful, because we can cut through all the other BS that distracts us and just see someone else as a person and connect and see their value,
Thank you, Ben. We are out of time, as always. Thank you all for joining us. We really appreciate you. Authenticity in your storytelling. Get real. If you're not real, it's about that time. You know why? Because when you know better,
you do better.
You do better.
Right.
Have a good week. We'll see you again next week. Bye.